Hello, welcome to Gentle Yoga. My name is Ellen. Things to grab today: if you have a yoga strap, we'll stretch hips and hamstrings using the strap today, so it would be wonderful if you have one. Don't need a loop in it, so unloop it if you have it with a little loop. And if you don't have a strap, you could grab something like a tie from a robe, or maybe a long belt, or you could tie a few neckties together. We'll use something, the strap should probably be about as long as your body is tall. And then any other go-to props, I oftentimes use a block, so I've got one of those. Anything else that you like to use. And we'll start seated today. So grounding and centering takes about 15 minutes to actually calm down and center and just really kind of hone in on yoga. So we will just start with a couple minutes of focus on breath and bring some movement in, and continue that grounding and centering just with nice gentle movement today. Slow flow vinyasa. So welcome. Finding our seat, bringing our focus internal, perhaps closing eyes. Certainly you can keep eyes open. Pick a low focal point, a soft gaze. Internal focus, dhyana. So maybe the mind's eye takes a moment or two to trace the outline of your body from the inside. Feel all the limbs, the fingers, the toes, all the sensations of the physical body. As we start seated, perhaps the feel of the earth supporting our body, feel of air on the skin, perhaps the energy we're feeling within our body today as well. Are we feeling full of energy? Are we trying to wake up a little bit? So just notice where you're at. We can bring our focus onto our breath. Our yoga breath is breathing long, deep breaths in and out through the nose. So take a few really big breaths. Fill the body. Pause or suspend an inhalation. Long breath out. Do that again. Deep breath in with fullness, a little pause. Long breath out. And then just notice the breath as we breathe deeper than the chest. Draw the breath down through the lungs. Feel the belly fill, the side body, the back body expand as you inhale. And noticing the emptiness as we exhale. When we inhale, the body grows a little longer, a little taller. The diaphragm is attached to the spinal column, so we do grow taller and longer. So when we inhale, we can use the breath to lengthen, to expand. And as we exhale, we could hold that length. But relax shoulders and face. It'll change depending on the posture. Always being aware of the sensations we're feeling in the body, the alignment we're creating with our bodies, and noticing how the postures feel. We can always go a little deeper just by easing into it. We can always back out a little if it's feeling uncomfortable or painful. We're searching for the edge of comfort zone. So continuing our centering and grounding, notice the breath we've created, this yoga breath through the nose. And we'll bring some movement to match the breath on an inhale. Lift your chin, lift your gaze, stretch the chest, the throat. And as we exhale, we'll come tall again and tuck the chin. Feel the back of the neck stretch. Inhaling as you realign and lift. Exhaling as you tuck chin and round the body. You could round a little further forward and down on the exhales. Inhaling, realign. So whatever your pace of breath here. Breathing. See if you can allow the breath to begin. And then the body follow. Let the breath be in charge. 2 more breaths. Inhaling the little back bend and exhaling as we talk. And we'll come tall again back to center. Right ear to right shoulder. So moving into lateral stretching. So feel the left side stretch a little more. The left side of the neck, the shoulder. We can tuck chin to collarbone on the right. In your mind's eye, follow where the stretch moves as we roll the head forward and down, half circle, left ear to left shoulder, and keeping the neck to the side here. We'll come taller again with your spine in case you're slouching. And then tuck chin to collarbone on the left, roll the head, half circles, full circles, whatever you're ready for. Let's try to make it all the way around a circle. A few times clockwise and a few times counterclockwise. Breathing. Long, deep breath. Let's take 2 more breaths. And as we come tall, back to center again. So still on our lateral stretching. Left arm reaches up, shoulder drops down, leaning over to the right. Feel the left side body stretch. Perhaps the mind's eye imagines the side ribs expanding a little more and the muscles release. You can feel the muscles release a bit. Inhale, tall right arm reaches, shoulder drops, leaning left. Long lateral stretch for that right side body. Breathing a few times, movement with breath. So inhaling as you lift and exhale as you lean. Your pace, your breath. See if you can find a little pause between the exhale and the inhale. One more breath here. And on the next inhale, tall again back to center. Beautiful. Hands to the knees. Cross-legged. We've been seated like this for a while, so if you are cross-legged and there's an opposite fold for your legs, we'll find that now. We'll get an even stretch on our hips, our knees, our glutes. Then we'll sit up tall, hands to the knees. Let your hands cup the knees. We'll tuck our chin and the tailbone round the spine into flexion here, so you can even let body weight lean back into flexion. Moving our spine in all directions that it moves. Some people say it moves 6 directions. I say it moves 7. Inhale as we back bend or arch. So extension here, the back bend. Exhale as you tuck and round, flexion. Those are 2 directions. Breathing, a couple more breaths here. We have our lateral right, our lateral left stretch. You can twist left and you can twist right. We'll do that next. Beautiful. Last breath will come tall. The one I like to add in is axial extension. So sitting up nice and tall, this would be the 7th direction. So imagine your spine growing tall. Picture it in your mind's eye, creating space between the vertebra. Notice where the head is. It's stacked right above the rest of the body, right above the spine. So that's axial extension. You can engage postural muscles to hold. And then we'll twist. Turn neck to gaze toward the right. So twisting around that long axial extension. Right arm can come around behind, left arm to the right leg. Inhale, some length. Exhale, some ease. So noticing if you're feeling like muscling into things today. Some days I do that quite a lot. Today's not one of those days for me. But if you're noticing that, try to find a little ease in your body. Balance out the muscling or the leverage with the ease. And we'll come back to center tall, axial extension. Create that space, and the neck turns to gaze toward the left. We'll twist toward the left. Left arm could come around behind. Right arm to the left leg, or anywhere in between. So before you get too involved in pulling or pushing into a twist, lengthen and ease into the twist. Beautiful. A couple times. Little fluid twist side to side. Nice. All right, our spine is ready. Let's get our hamstrings stretched out. Grab your strap. We'll roll onto our back. Bending knees and planting feet. Lengthening spine. So we can find axial extension here, even on our back. Grab your strap. Center of the strap. Bring your right leg towards you. We'll put the ball of the right foot in the strap. Keep a bend in your knee. Our hip is neutral when our thigh is right above our ribs here. Arms fully extend, hands grip the strap, and then once you're allowing your arms to be heavy, you've added a little weight, a little resistance to push into. So you could extend right leg, bend right leg, breathing. So ball of the foot is where the strap is. That's helping draw our foot into flexion, which gives us a more intense stretch on the back of the leg. So important to start with the bend in the knee, because it will be a little bit more intense than if we were pointing the ankle. And then you can just stop extending wherever it feels like the perfect amount. And we'll lower the right leg all the way down to the earth. So let the strap slide through your hands as it lowers down. You can grip the ends of the straps. Relax the leg. Use your arm strength in the strap to draw that leg back up toward the sky. Find the stretched zone for the hamstring. Back of that right leg is our hammy, our hamstring. Lift and lower, a neutral right leg. The hip is in neutral. Leg is relaxed. Top of that stretch, we're feeling the hamstring. Beautiful. Right leg high. Right arm holds both tails of the strap. You can drop your left arm out to the left, and then we'll move our right leg out toward the right. Keep extending right leg out to the side until you feel the perfect amount of stretch for the moment in the inner thigh, the adductor muscle. To counter that, you might drop your left hip open as well. Probably feel a little extra sensation with a long leg. It's a long lever there. Bend and extend if that feels good in your body. So there are different ways to stretch, and we have our strap on our foot so that we can use our arm to offer a little more support, so we can actually relax the muscles in the leg a little bit more as we stretch. But you could also bend and extend and have a little more dynamic movement. And we'll bring right leg back up towards sky. Hips neutral again. Extend your left leg long away from your body and mirror that same flex in the left foot as well. Right arm reaches up as high as you can to hold the strap. Left elbow bends, left hand to the left hip. Let's actively flex here in our hand to big toe pose. This is a reclined hand to big toe pose. Any amount of bend in your right leg. We're extending length into the heels. Extending length from left heel all the way up to the crown of the head. Feel the length in the whole body. Beautiful. And then we'll switch. You can add a little bend in that knee again. Left hand holds the strap, both tails of the strap. Right arm can open out to the side. Turn your neck to gaze down the right arm. We'll move into a spinal twist here, starting slowly. First, just feel the stretch as you drop right leg toward left. Probably feel it in the outer hip first, the glutes. Eventually the seat starts to lift on the right, the left hip tucks under. You might bend your left knee as a little extra support, then you might even pick up your left hip and tuck it under a little bit more. If left elbow bends, you can use the upper left arm to hold the leg up off the earth, hold the strap up off the earth. Breathing. Any amount of bend in the knees. So again, could be stillness with length in the leg with any amount of bend. Could be bending and extending, more dynamic. Easeful stretch, long spine. One more breath here. Beautiful. Neck turns to gaze up. Bring the right leg back up towards sky. And we'll switch our legs. Left foot in the strap. You can plant your right foot now. Hips neutral. Left leg bends. Strap is on the ball of your left foot. Arms fully extend. Hands grip. Arms relax. Left leg extends and bends. Presses into that resistance you're creating. Active flex in the foot. Find that hamstring stretch. Back of left leg. There's no reason for your left leg to need to be straight. There isn't any reason other than it feels good in your body and your leg extends that far. But if your leg doesn't extend that far, it isn't necessary. Any amount of bend in your knee. Long leg lowers down, all the way down to the earth. Strap slides through the hands. Grip your strap, relax your leg. Lifting left leg back up towards sky, back into that hamstring stretch zone. Lowering and lifting. This movement, our neutral hip, we're moving our leg up and down, gets our synovial fluid pumping. Our bodies create synovial fluid for the joints. It's wonderful to get that fluid pumping before exercise, for movements. It's nourishing for the joints. Beautiful. All right, left leg high, left hand holds both tails of the strap. Right arm opens out to the side. Left leg begins to drop out toward the left. You might drop right hip open as well, just to counter. So finding ease on your back, any amount of bend in the left knee. You can experiment with where that feels good, how much length is in that leg, where is the perfect amount of stretch. You can relax, you can breathe, you can find ease. Adductor stretch, inner thigh and hamstring. Let's bring that left leg back up toward the sky. Right leg extends long now. Right hand to the right hip. Reach length down into your right heel. Feel your body stretch away from right heel all the way up to the crown of the head. We're extending from our left hip to the heel. From heel to toe, we're in flexion. Hand to big toe pose. Beautiful. All right, we'll switch hands. Right hand holds the strap. Left arm opens out to the side. Left leg begins to drop toward the right. Mind's eye follows that stretch. Use your interoception to be sure that it feels comfortable in your body. Right elbow might bend as you drop into the spinal twist. You might bend right knee, pick up right hip, tuck it under a little bit. Beautiful. Neck turns to gaze toward the left. Finding ease. Picture in your mind's eye axial extension. Long neutral spine. Breathing. One more breath here. Stillness or dynamic movement. And we'll bring our neck back towards sky, gaze towards sky, left leg towards sky. Neutral hips, both feet in the strap, both hamstrings stretch, both arms extend long. Beautiful. Turn the bottoms of your feet together now. You can bend your knees a little bit. Feel the ankle stretch. Good ankle stretch. As you bend your knees and open your hips, use the strap in your hands to draw the feet in toward the body a little more. So anywhere within that range, whatever feels good in your hips, your pelvis. Elbows might rest on the thighs and press out a little bit. So this is like a seated butterfly posture, if you can imagine if we were seated in this pose. If you want to turn this into a reclined butterfly, a Supta Baddha Konasana, you could let your legs relax, let your arms guide, your strap guide, your feet toward the earth. Now that's an interesting range of motion. Not everyone's hips do that. So you could try it and see if you like it, if you know your hips do that. Feel free to move through that range of motion. There are other ways to get into that posture, and we'll do it later as well. So anywhere from feet above the earth all the way down to the earth. One more breath here. So when we say we have tight hips, well, think about all the different directions your hips rotate, your hips extend and bend. Beautiful, lots of different ways. You might just have tight hips in one direction, but not others. So let's explore that. All right, extend both legs long toward the sky. Arms fully extend. Open your feet about as wide as your yoga mat, and then grip your strap. Hold the strap tight with your hands. Let your arms relax, bend your knees, and open your hips. Happy baby pose. On your back, breathing. So feet can go wider or narrower. Kind of figure it out. How wide do you want those feet to be? Maybe rocking a little side to side, like a little massage on the low back. Could be stillness at center. One more breath. See what muscles we can relax, release. Beautiful. Back at center here. So rock your seat up off the earth a few times. And notice when you set your seat back down on the earth, can you use a few muscles to hold the seat down on the earth there? And we'll extend our right leg longer out to the side. So left knee is bent. Strap can slide through the hands. Just pause and grip wherever you get a good adductor stretch for the right leg. And then we'll hold the strap, but bend the right knee, extend the left leg long. Take a little pause, side to side. How does that feel in your body? So just go as long with the leg as feels like the perfect amount of stretch. If you want to try both legs at the same time, you could do that as well. You might run out of strap. There are extra long yoga straps available. I'd like to get a hold of one. I've used them before. I know they're really nice. But you might even just buckle a couple of straps together for some of these things we do with our yoga straps. Beautiful. Both legs up towards sky. We'll keep our legs up, but set the strap aside. We should be done with that strap for a little while. Arms down by your sides. Point and flex your ankles. Wave your toes around. Breathing. Feel the stretch, not only in the hamstrings, they're pretty warm now, the calves, the shins, the feet. Trigger those foot muscles a little bit. Can you squeeze your toes into fists, like you're making little fists with your feet? And then extend and wave the toes out. That always triggers muscles for me. Beautiful. Bending knees, planting feet. Let's have our knees together and our feet about as wide as our hips. Maybe about as wide as our outer hips. That's fine. Arms down by your sides. Lengthen your spine. Deep breath in. On the exhale, press the back of your waist into the earth. Lift your seat and then lift one more vertebra at a time until your whole spine is lifted. We're up on our shoulder blades. Firmly plant both feet in the earth, heels right beneath your knees. Neck is nice and long. Find a little ease in your hips, in your neck, in your face, in your arms. Breathing. Hip extension. Are your hips tight in this direction, stretching them in extension? Or are they a little looser this way? Breathing. One more breath here. Active bridge pose. Then we'll do a vinyasa style. So lower your shoulder blades and then one vertebra at a time down. Use your mind's eye to follow the movement. Try to direct one bone at a time, lifting from your tailbone all the way back up into the bridge. Breathing as you lower. It's either an inhale or an exhale. And then opposite breath as you lift. Let's do two more. Breathing as you lower. Breathing as you lift. And lowering down. Let's roll onto the right side body. Press your left hand into the earth. Come on up to seated. We'll come to our hands and our knees. Tabletop position. Fingers wide. Let's find perfect hand prints, like you're trying to press your hands into some cement there. Elbows bend, hips and gaze high, belly drops. Then extend your arms, front body stretch, cow pose, inhale. Exhale, tuck and round, opposite stretch. Feel the back body stretch as you tuck the front. So energize on the front body, relax on the back body. If it feels good in your body, you could take your seat toward the heels, child's pose. Feel it out in the knees and the hips. It's a lot of flexion. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, tuck and round for cat. So two more of those, whether or not you add the child's pose into your cat and your cow. We're just going back and forth between flexion and extension. We'll come back to the hands and the knees, the tabletop. So knees are right beneath your hips. Your wrists are right beneath your shoulders. We've created a little box or cube with our arms, our legs, our body, the earth. Strong arms. Push earth away. Shoulders drop down away from your ears. When you do that, do you feel the shoulder blades slide down the rib cage? Draw the belly in. Extend your right leg long behind the body. So toes tuck under. There's neutral hip. Push hands into earth. Tighten up the abs as you lift your right leg parallel to earth. Push back in the heel. Try to stretch that leg right out of the hip socket if you can. All right, it's probably not going to come out of the hip socket. Left arm extends forward. Breathing. So option to keep left hand planted. Spinal balance. It's like a plank. There's a lot going on in our bodies here. Wonderful core practice. Back to the hands and the knees. Beautiful. Set it up again. Push earth away, shoulders away from ears, belly draws in, left leg extends back. Keep it all engaged. Left hip neutral, left foot flexed, left leg lifts, pushing back into left heel, all the way up to the crown. Option to extend right arm forward as well. Breathing. One more breath here. Spinal balance. We'll come back to our tabletop, our hands and our knees. Toes tuck under, push hands into earth, shoulders away from ears, drop belly in, lift your knees very slowly. Push earth away with your hands. Keep a bend in your knees, gazing back. Can you line up your neck with your spine, your head between your arms? Beautiful. Axial extension. Then give your legs a little more length. So you can have any amount of length in your legs. The hamstring stretch portion of down dog is last. So just add as much hamstring stretch as allows you to still hold that long spine. One more breath. Beautiful. All right, both legs extend. Hands push into earth. Press hard, one hand at a time. The hands walk back toward the feet. Ragdoll forward fold. Bend your knees. Root into both feet evenly. Let your neck relax. Release. Keeping our tail tucked and our spine in flexion and our knees bent. Slowly roll your body tall. Legs long as you stand tall. Reach and gaze to sky. Beautiful hands to heart. Release. Tadasana, mountain. Inhale, reach and gaze to sky. We'll do a little vinyasa. Exhale, goalpost arms, elbows open out, chest stretch. Inhale to sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. You can add any amount of bend in your knees. Inhale, half lift, lengthen spine. Same as tabletop, shoulders away from ears, belly in. Forward fold, exhale. Knees bend all the way up to sky. Root into earth, grow tall. Capture the clouds. Inhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. One more inhale, reach and gaze to sky. Front body stretch, goalpost arms. Exhale. Inhale to sky. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen, energize. Forward fold, exhale, release, relax. Root into earth, knees bend, reach and gaze all the way up to sky. Inhale. Exhale to heart. Release. Beautiful. Tadasana, or mountain pose. I'm going to give you a side view. It doesn't matter which direction you're standing on your mat. If you have a block, grab a block and place it right between your knees. So feet are about hips distance apart. Well, our knees are about blocks distance apart, aren't they? And then feet right beneath that. So feet parallel, root into the earth, zip that body up tall. Can you bend your knees a little bit with that block between your knees and keep your heels down on the earth? So set that up so that feels comfortable, but we're hugging the block with the knees. Beautiful. And then we'll extend our legs long. Inhale, reach and gaze to sky. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Knees bend, seat goes back, arms come forward. So arms could be higher, they could be straight ahead. Hugging the block with your knees, seat back, breathing. One more breath. Think long spine, neck in line with spine. Beautiful. Forward fold. Inhale, let's come back through chair pose, knees bend, seat forward. So the block is helping us keep the legs activated, the knees from caving in. Beautiful, all the way up to sky. Holds the alignment, safe alignment for knees and hips. Release. Beautiful. You set that block aside. Inhale, reach and gaze to sky. Hands to heart. And we'll step our right foot forward. So wide stance on the mat. Feet parallel, about hips distance apart. No, this is way bigger than hips distance apart. I didn't mean that. So sometimes words just fly out of my mouth. Very wide stance here. Inhale, reach and gaze to sky. Beautiful. Goalpost arms with the back bend. Exhale to sky. Reach and gaze. Swan dive, half lift. So hands can come to the knees. Seat back, body forward. Inhale, lengthen, half lift. Draw the belly in. Forward fold, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale back to our half lift. So hand, if you have a block, on the block right at center, left hand. Right arm reaches up toward the sky. So fingertips could touch earth as well. You could have left hand on left knee, but rooting into the earth, reaching to the sky. Beautiful. Exhale back to half lift. Right hand at center. Inhale, left arm reaches all the way up to sky. Breathing. Beautiful. Back to half lift. Knees bend. Reach and gaze all the way up. Hands to heart. And we'll turn our right toes toward the right and our left heel toward the left. Body grows tall. We're facing the length of our mat with our body. Arms parallel to earth. Root into your feet. Zip that body up tall. Reach out into the right arm. So arms stay over legs. We just keep reaching till we don't go any further. Pause the body. Tick-tock the arms. Neck is in line with spine. So really, it doesn't matter which direction you turn your neck to gaze. As long as the neck is in line with spine, you have control of that neck, and you're in Utthita Trikonasana. Utthita, long spine, triangle pose. Beautiful. Inhale, tall reverse, left arm back, right arm lifts. Exhale back to body tall, and then we'll come to warrior two. Right knee bends. Big bend in that knee. So knee right above heel. You might need a longer stance. So right foot might creep forward just a little bit. Right hip is opening. So your right knee could move left or right. Move it a little right. Make sure it's right over the knee. In fact, you should be able to see your left big toe on the inside of your knee. Breathing. Beautiful. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Left arm back, right arm lifts. Warrior two. To side angle, right elbow to right thigh. Left arm to sky. Neck can turn to gaze up. Option, more side stretch. Left arm could reach right. Or if you want more of an extension, arms reach apart. Left arm up, right arm down. Beautiful. Peaceful warrior. Left arm back, right arm lifts. Right leg long, release. Beautiful. Feet parallel. Then we'll switch the direction of our feet. Left toes toward the left, right heel toward the right. Body is facing the length of your mat. Arms are parallel to earth. Root into earth, grow tall. Long spine. Imagine that space between the vertebra. Postural muscles hold that length. Reach out into left arm. Pause the body. Tick-tock the arms. 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock with those arms. Neck turns to gaze up. Could be gazing forward, could be gazing down though, as long as that neck is in line. Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, tall. Reverse, right arm back. Left arm lifts, side stretch. Body tall, arms parallel to earth, root into earth. Grow tall, left knee bends, big bend to the knee. If the knee is in front of the heel, scooch that left foot a little further out. Beautiful. Neck turns to gaze toward the left arm. Left knee, it could move in or out a little bit. We want to open the hip, so move that left knee over toward the left a bit till you can see your right big toe. Your left big toe. Beautiful. So it takes some muscle work to make sure that that left hip is open and active. Beautiful. Reverse peaceful warrior. Right arm back, left arm lifts. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Side angle. Left elbow to left thigh. Right arm to sky. Gaze to sky. We have Utthita here as well, that long spine. So basically it's like triangle, but with a bend in your left knee. Right arm up or right arm toward the left. Option to open both arms out, like triangle pose. Beautiful. Reverse, peaceful. Right arm back, left arm lifts, left leg long, and release. Beautiful. Feet parallel, wide stance. Then we'll turn our heels in and our toes out. So we've opened our hips now. Zip that body up tall. Tuck the ribs, tuck the tail, but grow tall. Hands to heart. Tiny little bend in your knees. Create a little more bend at a time, but open those hips. So keeping seat tucked in. If you're sticking your seat out, kind of rounding your body so you can get lower, you're not getting the stretch we're intending for, which is right here in the hips. So keep body tall, open the hips, and only go as low as feels like you're getting some good energy here, some good muscle work in the hips. Then our knees aren't rotating. Beautiful, and we're getting a good hip stretch. Legs long, arms reach, goal post arms back into those knees. Beautiful star. Hands to heart. One more time, garland pose. Beautiful star. One more goal post. And release. Toe heel or hop back to center. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet parallel, hips distance apart. Root into earth, grow tall. Close your eyes for a moment. Let's use our interoception. Let's use our mind's eye. Scan the body. Rooting feet to earth. Head is right above the rest of the spine. Tiny little bend in the knees. The ribs are tucked. We're lengthening. Beautiful. So use your mind's eye. You can open your eyes, lock your gaze, but keep using your mind's eye. Transfer your weight into your left foot. Moving into standing balance. So locking focus, locking gaze before you lift that right toe. That's a little proprioception there. That'll help you figure out where earth is if you touch down. Then we'll lift our right knee straight ahead. So right foot flexed, right knee flexed, right hip flexed, neutral hip. Breathing. Beautiful. Can you extend your right leg long with neutral hip? Beautiful. Bending knee. pointing toe, and then we'll reach the right leg behind the body. Start to lean forward just a little bit. Warrior 3. Breathing. Right foot flexed. One more breath. And tall, back to mountain. Warrior 3 is a challenging one. Back to center. Find those perfect footprints. Root into the right foot. Weight comes out of the left. You can touch down. Use that proprioception until you feel focused. Do you feel like you've locked your concentration? Lift our left knee forward. Flex the left foot. Flex the left knee. Flex the left hip. Neutral hip. Inhale. Rooting into earth, growing tall. Extending left leg forward with a flex in the foot. Beautiful. Bending left knee. Left leg comes back and lengthens, so we're keeping those hips neutral. Body begins to lean forward. Think hinging at right hip crease. Flexing left foot. One more breath here. Warrior 3. Inhale, tall. Beautiful. 2 feet down. Reach and gaze to sky. Inhale. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bending knees. Knees go straight ahead. So you could come through yogi squat, or if that's too much flexion on the knees, just come all the way down to your seat. However you like to get there. And we'll roll onto our backs. Bending knees and planting feet. I like to end practice by adding in a little twist. So let's open the arms out to the sides. Twists are neutralizing postures. So bending knees, planting feet, arms to the sides. Left leg extends long to the earth. Right knee comes in toward the body. Body is relaxed. Left hand holds the right knee. Right knee drops over to left. So left hand can help drop right knee over. Left hip tucks under. Neck turns to gaze toward the right. Any amount of bend in your knees. You might tuck left hip under more. You might untuck left shoulder. Breathing. Use your interoception, your mind's eye, to feel for axial extension, long spine. Breathing and easing. Are you able to relax? Are you a little deep? You can use a block if you have a block. If you tend to go a little deep in this one, you could prop it right under your knee. And then you can just relax all the muscles in your body. One more breath without clenching. And that is yin. So we'll come on back to center. So those yin poses we hold for a little longer if we were actually practicing yin, but as a category of posture, they're relaxing and deep stretch. Beautiful long spine, back to center, arms out to the side. Right leg extends long. Left knee comes in toward body. Right hand holds that left knee. Left knee drops toward the right. Right hip tucks under. Maybe that right knee bends. You can untuck right shoulder. Neck turns to gaze toward the left. Breathing. Few breaths here. One more breath. And the neck comes out of our twist first. We'll come back to center then with the rest of our spine. Bending knees, planting feet, arms open a little less wide. Palms up, shoulders under. Let's do a little windshield wiper. Knees dropping side to side. Takes a few windshield wipers side to side to figure out how wide to plant your feet. And then just notice, can you relax a little bit with your knees off to one side? Find that ease as you drop the knees side to side. Take that moment. Breathing. Let's take 2 more breaths here. last breath. Come back to center. Find your symmetry. You can bring your knees, your feet, your thighs together. Bottoms of feet together as hips drop open. Butterfly pose. I always end up picking up my seat and just kind of tucking the tail under a little bit. Feels good in my body to lengthen a little bit, so it kind of depends on your anatomy. Do you want your feet up a little closer to the body, a little further away from you? So that diamond shape of your legs, longer or shorter, really just depends on your own anatomy. What feels good there? So if this is a relaxing stretch in your body and you really like to spend some time in reclined butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana, this would be a good resting pose. If it's strenuous, if it makes you clench and worry, it wouldn't be such a great posture to end in. So I'll let you decide if this is relaxing or not in your body. You can remain here. If you need something a little more easeful, extend your legs. We'll keep our hips open, so heels in, toes out. But find your symmetry. Rock your head a little side to side. Fine tune. Set yourself up for success. Our nervous system loves symmetry. And we're moving into the parasympathetic nervous system, where we rest, restore, where we heal. So the more we can begin with symmetry, the more the body will relax. The mind will be present, the mind will be at ease, and the breath will be at ease. So allowing our mind to be present. If the mind is busy today and it wanders, you can ask the mind to observe the breath, the rise and the fall, flow of the breath. The body breathes. Trust the breath. The muscles at ease. The mind, the body, the breath, the heart, all synced up in union, in yoga. That, my friends, is yoga, the union of mind, body, and breath. Sometimes I forget it's not the poses that is yoga. It's all of the poses, the breath, the concentration, the focus, how I'm present, how I live, how I treat myself, how I treat others, living in balance, living in truth. That is yoga. Please feel free to remain in your final relaxation as long as you like. I recommend another 5 minutes, and you can just listen to my voice. Just stay in your Shavasana, stay in your butterfly. If you're ready to come to seated, you could do so, but stay centered, stay focused. Mind's eye to focus on the heart, anahata, honoring the heart, honoring love, devotion, compassion, forgiveness, all of those hard things the heart does. Honor that. Bring our hands to heart in Anjali Mudra. And lift our mudra to the forehead, Ajna, gazing inward. Honoring wisdom, connection. My soul honors your soul. I honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the peace, the love, the joy, the light, the beauty that is in you, because it is also in me. And in sharing these things, we are united. We are the same. We are one. Namaste. Thanks for practice today, friends. My name is Ellen. I am on Virtual Studio on Wednesdays and on Fridays at noon for yoga, and for Yoga Flow on Fridays. And I would love your feedback. So if you're on Facebook, add some comments. If you're viewing us on Facebook, in fact, I invite you to check out ymcanorth.org. Click on Virtual Studio. We have memberships for just virtual, very affordable memberships, all kinds of fun classes to practice, and not just yoga, but all kinds of stuff. So until next time, namaste.